Hey you people, I am 30 and welcome back to Return of Caesar here in Crusader Kings 3, playing as Gaius Julius Caesar, the Bloodfather of Jupitericism High Priesthood. Okay, someone asked me to show the Empire's map mode. That's not the one, that's the one. So here you can see it, the Empires. We are seeing some slight yaw drift here. The Empire of Maghreb, the Regnum of Africa, will become part of the Empire in 29 years. And then also Aquitaine in 98 years, Bavaria in 52, Syria in 24. For some reason Egypt is not drifting, but that's because I don't own this little patch of land here which belongs to the Abbasids. That's something I potentially have to do something about. Potentially. That's a weird name for a kingdom. That's not... They've changed the name, apparently. This guy. Why would you do so? That's weird. Whatever, it doesn't really matter in the end. Is it not possible to change the name of the head of fate? Can I'm only called High Priest. Can I call myself like Pontifex Maximus or something? Why isn't it possible to change these things? That's something that they should do something about. This is not possible to change. It makes me sad. Right, what we're gonna do is gonna keep on expanding, as are the Mongols doing right now. He's not gonna get younger though, Genghis Khan. So he's gonna die, not now, but he's gonna die eventually. We used to have to wait and see how much he can take before that eventually does happen. We also need to make sure that he's weak enough for us to do something about whenever he gets here. So this will happen in 2 years. Then we will finally be able to go for, I think bombards is the first thing I want to go for, because I want the siege equipment. Just make my conquest even easier than it already is. So England are fighting against people belonging to me. They're trying to take Lancaster. 2 people trying to take Lancaster, and both of them belongs to my empire. Interesting. We have to see who of these 2 people will be the first one. Right. We are very close to having reformed the empire and getting the Pax Romana. Someone told me that they want me to take down Sweden. That would be a big task trying to do. I do have the Invasion Kingdom CV, which I could use against them if I want to take as much as possible, which is not this kingdom. That's okay, I guess. That did belong to Romans in real life. The real border were about this line here with the river. Apparently, yeah, they own Scotland, Sweden. I do know that for a fact. Oh. That's probably the best one to go for if I want to take out Sweden. I would probably go for the Kingdom of Sweden itself, because that's actually an insanely big kingdom. You really are spread out, aren't you? Yes, they are. They are really spread out, but so am I. All of my things are together, and I don't even remember taking Mecca, but apparently I have actually done so. Apparently I have. I don't really care about Africa. I took it in my last campaign, so I don't see a reason to do it in this one. Or the one before last, the Byzantine one. I'm not gonna spoil it for you. We went slightly different ways in those two campaigns. But go check them out if you haven't seen them so far. And also make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so far either, so you do not miss out on any future upload that I will make ever again. Ulster. Do we want something Roman in Ireland? Could potentially be a good thing. The Romans never conquered Ireland in real life, and the reason for that is purely economical, so far as I have read myself. The Romans generally never went to places which they had no reason to go. If they wanted to conquer something, they always had to have an economical or political reason to do so. So mainly when they conquered things, like when they conquered Egypt, was for Egypt has a huge amount of resources, for example. So that makes it very profitable to take Egypt. But when Claudius went to take Britain instead, they didn't do so for economical reasons, because England wasn't really worth that much money. The reason really that Claudius went to invade Britain was that he needed this big war, and he really needed this big success for him to get some stability back at home, because he had some issues with stability, because he was a new emperor, and he became emperor in such a way that people didn't really believe in him. And he also had a big stutter and a clubfoot, so he wasn't really an imposing character either. Especially if you compare him, for example, to Tiberius, that were the one before Caligula. So he had things going against him, and that's really part of the reason why he felt like they had to go for this invasion. And in the end it was successful, kinda. It did cost a lot of money for the empire, so I don't know if it was worth it, but it was successful in the end. It's actually gonna be a slightly more difficult fight than I imagined, because I did actually take away most of my troops. You finished the task. I think it was my court chaplain. It was. You wanted me to get rid of the Hellenism, and that's something that I eventually am going to try to do. It's gonna take some time though, because there are some people which are not Jupiterian. I know for a fact that that's the case. I'm more concerned about the fact that there are so many Greek people. I would like to be some more Roman people, which you asked me to do as well. You wanted me to make Italy into Roman, and that's something that I'm going to do now. I'm going to try and make every single county in Italy Roman. Not just the things around it in Latium itself. I'm going to try and make the entire peninsula Roman. So do not be afraid about that. It's going to happen eventually. Pardon me. So yeah, that's basically the plans for the future. I do have some plans for a new campaign as well. Whenever that's gonna show up, we'll have to wait and see. Okay, I discovered trying to kill the King of England, but it doesn't matter because he's still gonna die. And we won against Ulster. So thank you. And I'm just gonna create this duchy myself. We usurp it rather, and grant it to the same dude. Preferably not of my family. He's really good. There we go. By the way, how's your summer been? I wanna know. Tell me in the comments, how's your summer been? What are you spending your time doing? I always wanna know more about you, because I can't see you, and I can't hear your voices. You can hear my voice, you can hear me talk, but I never see you. So I'm interested in like knowing about the people who watches my channel. What are you doing? How have you been spending your summer so far? You all know how I have been spending mine, because I'm, for one thing, doing this, and I'm, for two things, working at the same time. So that's how I'm spending my time. We must stop the villain. And I spent this earlier evening watching How I Met Your Mother for the first time with my girlfriend. I've never seen it before, actually. It was a new experience for me. In actual fact, I'm gonna give this to a random dude and then just grant him to that person. Emilius, and I'm gonna grant you to this person. I'm generally not someone to watch like these kind of comedy series. I never really enjoy them that much. It's not really my thing. But my girlfriend loves them though, in comparison to me. And we all know that if your better half wants to do something, you have to do it. No matter if you want to or not. But I actually did enjoy it, so I shouldn't complain too much. We saw the first, I think, 3 episodes, and they were actually really good. I liked them. I actually did. That's how I was spending my evening. Before I decided that I need to record this thing as well, because I want you to have something to watch. I have a spindly son. He's beautiful, he's a genius, and he's fecund, but he's spindly. And he's called No, I'm not gonna call him Albinus. Tiberius, because we talked about him. Man, I do not really have a lot of money. That's an issue. I really need my next character is gonna be a stewardship person. And that's really something that I need. Because as I said, my income is not great. And I don't really have a lot of money. Observant of details. Scheme resistance. Yeah, I killed the King of England. So I can attack him again and he's dead. Great. I weren't able to kill the French king, right? Because I tried and I failed. Who do we want to kill then? I could try and kill the King of Sweden, I guess, and put the 5-year-old on the throne. That would be fun. He's an old man. He's feeling poor already because he's kinda Norwegian. That's why he's feeling poor. Especially seeing as his wife wants to help me. Gyda. That's not a particularly good wife wanting to help me kill her husband. Not that I'm going to complain, as long as my wife don't try and do the same thing to help people kill me. Rex Britannicus, yeah, be my friend. That's a good thing. And the King of Sweden is gonna be dead in about 1 year. And I'm finally an eager reveler. How old am I? I'm only 22 years old. My concubine is with child. I will look into this. I feel like everyone I'm sleeping with is sleeping around. And she has been sleeping around. And I'm gonna tell people about it. Because reasons. And I'm a nasty person. That's why. That is the reason why. I don't... Kinswoman giving birth to another woman who's Hellenic. Why are you all Hellenic? Like, seriously? Come on. There's no reason. My cousin, who's Sunni, apparently. And now dead. No, I missaw that one. He's not dead. Months. Thank you. Because I gained these people, I'm gonna create... Which kingdom does this belong to? Wallachia. He has not... She doesn't have that many troops. He does. So I'm just gonna give this to a single person. And I'm gonna grant these things to her. That's not my court physician, right? No, he's not. I'm just gonna grant these people to her rather than to the Hungarian king. Just try and even out the power a bit. Just not making all of these really strong kings. Because we saw that being a problem with Andalusia. Having like, yeah, over 10k troops. Look at the size of Tahir. That's insane. But he's not that strong in comparison to Maghreb, which is currently spending his time in my jail. You would think that Egypt would be much stronger than he is, but that's not the case. Which is kind of surprising. It really is. You're albino and bleeder and your wife has a mask on. Because she's disfigured and she's a fornicator. That's a bit weird, okay? Whatever you like, you should be allowed to do. I shouldn't actually put any opinion into what my vassals feel like is a good thing to do. I think. Because he's gonna lose this war for Lancaster soon. I'm gonna let that one finish before I try and take the rest of things from him. It's probably gonna take a few months, hopefully, because he controls the war targets. It will eventually happen. I get a hook on him. I would like to use that one to make you the right religion, but I don't even need a hook to do so. So that's fine. Good. 96%. It's gonna happen eventually. And now I can demand payment and get 50 extra gold. And I exposed someone sleeping with someone. That's fun. So I'm trying to kill my kinsmen. They're wearing their shame so openly. Why are they wearing their shame so openly? They shouldn't be doing so. Okay, the King of Sweden is gonna die in 7 months. Hopefully, as long as not someone trying to save him. Okay, this will happen very soon. And it did happen. And we have this person now. And we have some things being finished up. I want to take this only thing in Brittany. That's the only thing that I need. No, I actually need 2 things. That's a shame. I actually didn't see that one. I'm gonna try and take the one in Brittany just to make this little nuisance at the tip of Brittany go away. And then we just have to probably kill this guy again so we can take the last piece of England from him. Because I really want the Kingdom of England so I can get rid of all of these extra vassals, which I currently do not need. Because we are above the vassal limit, which I don't want to be. I want to do something about that. Caesaris. My concubine has given birth to a son. He's the one... Oh, right, you're the one that she's slept with. That's why. Okay, so this vassal of mine, Mercia, who's actually really strong, has a claim on my throne. Like, why would he do so? It's not like he's gonna win this thing. You would think, at least. I think I actually need to go to sea, otherwise I'm never gonna win this thing, so... Not with all of them, though. Let's try and save some money. Just send the rest of them away. Like that. We're not spending 300 gold trying to let everyone go away. The factions are looking decent, except this one. Anglo-Saxon Catholic populists. We need to get rid of Anglism. This Catholicism thing that we currently have going here. Whenever we have finally gotten rid of that thing, it's not gonna be... Oh. That was a weird thing in his face. He is dead and I weren't caught. So... Ooh, that created chaos. Man. I don't know if I should have done that because I wanted the Kingdom of Sweden and that was a big one. But it really makes no difference in the end. Because this might get stabilized whenever I get there again. Blundal, Liebig, you're not even related. Why did this person become independent? He's actually really strong. And Finland is independent as well. And they're Orthodox Christian. And the Sami people are insular Christians. Last time I checked, they had their own religion. But what do I know? Oh, this is good. Awesome. The Kingdom of England is no more. So we can finally create the kingdom ourselves if we want to. And that's absolutely something that I'm going to do. Because I need it. He's gonna want my thing in Salisbury with Stonehenge, but I would like to keep that one. I'm not gonna give it away. Right, you need to marry someone. You should marry who? Gracchus or Decimus. That's everything that I need. Go for this last place. And then I should create the kingdom. And also spend my perk on something. Court of Shadows. This one. I would like to get to twice scheme. It's not like I'm using my schemes right now. But it's something that I could potentially do in the long run. And that's something that I want to do in the long run. I want to keep on scheming. Preferably. Yes, I do. I think the only things I need now is actually the last things in France and Eastern France or Western Germany. And then we're probably going to get the Pax Romana thing going for us. That's actually kind of exciting. Okay, so who should have the kingdom? Probably this guy. Because he owns Essex. He's the guy with the claim to my throne, so I'm not going to give him the kingdom, of course. We're going to create the Kingdom of England. I'm going to grant it to you. Where is it? Regnum. But I'm not going to give you Salisbury, and that's going to make you pissed off. At least it should make him pissed off. But apparently it's not. She's inbred. That's not particularly good. My half sister sleeping with my brother-in-law, but he's mainly the wrong religion, and that's not something that I could stand for. And I have lost 2 of my chancellors because I just gave England away. Of course, that's the reason. And my marshal should be no one less than Cassius of Ulster. He's really bad. Do I have a better steward? Not really. I do, of course, have a better court chaplain, though, than this dude. I'm going for Cassius. So we're finally not above our domain limit, so that's a good thing, or a vassal limit rather. So that's something that makes me happy. He's really strong. I really don't want to create the Kingdom of Wales, but what I could do is create the Kingdom of Scotland if I have to, and give them the rest of the things, because this is already a very strong king, as we can see. So I don't want to make him stronger than he already is. We could try and kill the King of France. At least one person wants to help me. My spy mistress is already trying to do so. So this might or might not happen. It might happen. We have joined the late medieval era. New innovations are available, and the province of Britannia. Cruelly left to their own devices when the Roman garrisons abandoned the province of Britannia in the 5th century. The Bretons can at last rejoice. I think the Bretons are rather the people in Brittany, but I might be wrong. For after suffering through centuries of darkness, Roman rule has finally been restored to their little island, and they may consider themselves imperial subjects once more. I don't know if I would call it a little island. It's actually kind of big. In all fairness, it's like the biggest island in all of Europe. Probably one of the biggest islands in the world. Although I know that Greenland and Australia technically are islands, but I think they're more seen as continents. And I don't really know how big New Zealand is in comparison to the English Isles, but the British Isles rather. But who knows? That's the thing with maps. You can never really know how big they are or not, because it all has to do with the scale that they're using on the maps. And when you flatten out the map, the scales can be deceiving. For example, most maps make Greenland look like absolutely huge, while in real life it's still huge, but it's not that huge. So that's part of the issue with using maps for comparison of size between countries. And it has fooled me more than once, let me tell you. Or for example, it makes Africa look huge or really small, depending on the map. Because Africa is really not as big as you would think. It's big, but it's not as big as you would think. In comparison to Asia, for example. Right. What should we do? Keep on conquest, potentially. There's a lot of all of these small independent dudes here in Western Germany. Mainz, Kaiserslautern, Worms. Is this place seriously called Worms? I need to take this. I need to take the city of Worms. That's one of the... I know that English is obviously not the language that people speak in Germany, but still calling their place Worms is actually kind of insane. Although I shouldn't say anything because there's a lot of words in Swedish which most people would think are really weird. So I shouldn't really say anything at all. Thank you. So now Worms belong to me. But I'm going to give it away to someone. Because I don't really like Worms that much. I was looking for something when I was here. Frankfurt, Rosenheim, Limburg. I don't really know my German geography that well, to be fair. That's part of the issue. Germany is a big kingdom. Or a big country, it's not a kingdom, it's a republic. Pardon me. Right should be right. It's a Bundesrepublik with 12 Bundesländer, if I remember correctly. Which I probably do. That's a lot of troops. Why they didn't attack me the first opportunity they had, I, for life of me, do not know. Because they would actually have beaten me. Yes, they would. But now I'm beating them instead. I'm smashing them. And I'm capturing their city and they're gonna lose. Just like that. Thank you. Bavaria really is a big kingdom. I'm gonna give this for Valerius, then I'm gonna grant Valerius to Wolf noch Ulf Cykelson. Nah, that's one of the weirdest names I've seen in my life. I don't know how to pronounce that one at all. It's really weird. Really weird. How's the culture thing going? It's gonna happen in 21 months in Burgos. Oh, that's the king, the guy in Asturias. Because I want to make sure he stays Roman. He's a reincarnation of Count Leo. How do you become a reincarnation, by the way? I want to become a reincarnation of one of my other Caesars. Because we are the same person. Actually, in fairness, we are the same person. That's how we are meant to be in this game. It's the same person. Probably need to keep on spending money on upgrading these things. I can keep on increasing my income as much as possible. Yes, I think so. Roma. Build these manor houses, please. Look at my like treasury. It's really small. My income is good. My treasury is small. That's bad. Who is Agne? Why should I care about this genius married to my nephew? She's 57. She cannot make children anymore. These children, by the way, they should marry someone. Now that I'm actually seeing that they exist. You're already 15, but I could betray you to someone. You are the wrong religion though, so that's something we're gonna rectify first. Then I'm gonna marry you off to who? This guy. Okay. Yeah, thank you. And thank you. And there should be one more, right? Scotland didn't used to be independent. I made them independent by killing the King of Sweden. I think that's the reason. Man, you weak. You really became weak, this child. This was a real mighty kingdom, and I basically cut them in half. Yeah, Estonia became independent as well. Why? He belongs to the first. This is actually a Swedish dynasty. It is Norwegian. No, he's actually Pomeranian. His dad was Norwegian. No, it's not your dad. Munsö is a Swedish dynasty. It used to be a Swedish dynasty at least. I think it's dead now. But he's Pomeranian, and the former king used to be Norwegian. That was his grandfather. Is he the one that I killed? No, that's another one. I think this is the one that I killed. Yeah. And these are all his children. That's why they became independent. Why did this guy become the king of Sweden then? Oh, because they have Scandinavian elective. I see, it's not Gavelkin, they have elective succession. That does make sense. That really does make sense. Beautiful, beautiful Scandinavia. And, well, Poland. And Lithuania. Somewhere, this is both Lithuania and Latvia, I think. I might be wrong though. I might be very well wrong. But what I'm not wrong about is taking a break here, because that's something that I'm going to do, whether or not you like me to. But make sure to like this video if you have enjoyed. Also make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, so you do not miss out on any future upload in this campaign, guys. And leave a comment down below if there's something that you want to talk about. I asked a question earlier on in the video, and you could very well reply to that one if you would like to. But thanks for watching. See you soon. Take care.